as I was just saying to Chris, gonna be a slog here. Got that man cold.
Yeah.
Sitting right about here.
Yep.
But I'm not so bad that I'm like, oh, I'm dying. I'm just like,
not yet. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I'm like, I just feel like garbage. So
yeah.
We're gonna get through it though. Chris luckily is in good health.
Wow.
So I guess we're operating at about 75%.
I'm no worse than normal, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I guess. But welcome back to Outside the Cine, everybody. We're your weekly source for cult movie discussion. Your hosts, Bill and Chris, back with you again. It is the time of Monday, November 24th. We're recording this. We are watching 2025 releases to catch up. And we're not making a lot of
no.
making up a lot of ground here. I feel like every time I'm like, all right, cool. Then I'm like, oh, this came out this year.
Yep.
Oh shit. Not to mention now that like people's lists are coming out and I take a look at lists and I'm like, oh shit, I totally forgot or never heard of this movie. So
I think that's fine. That's good because you're getting exposed to new stuff and we'll expose people to stuff maybe. Not our listeners. They know everything already, but
well, yeah, I think our listeners are pretty good. I think our listeners are probably better than we are.
Yeah. They're not forced to watch movies.
Yeah, I just don't have the bandwidth that I used to have with searching out new stuff and being like we used to be on all the mailing lists and stuff. And
here's a great example that involves both of us.
Okay,
I sent you a link to a trailer that we had no idea was being made,
right?
As a sequel to a movie that was just brilliantly good.
Yeah, on both of our top 10 lists.
Yeah, and I thought it was a remake. I thought it was an American remake of Sisu, but it's not. It's Sisu 2.
And it's out now, right? It came out last Friday.
Did it?
I think so.
That's how far behind I am.
I think it came out last week.
I don't know. But I mean, just give me the exact amount of things that you put in the other one and I'd be happy, but I know you're going to try to top it. So, good. I'm glad the original actor's back. I didn't want to see that changed. He was perfect. But that's the thing. Like I had no idea that was being made.
No idea.
I got posters at work the other day for Mario Galaxy, a Mario movie, another one. And I'm like, I thought I heard about that, but I didn't know they were that far along. Jesus, okay.
Well, I think I saw that they're premiering the Avengers Doomsday trailer Friday. Did I see that?
I don't have any idea.
Or maybe that's not real. But I thought I saw something that they're going to premiere it during like halftime one of the football games or something.
Let me see.
Which, I mean, I honestly didn't even know they were filming it.
I didn't think that they were close
that far
enough.
along, or it could be completely wrong. I mean, because
it says the trailer was released on November 21st.
It was?
And it's attached to screenings of Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Okay, so it's real then. Okay.
I guess. Okay, so this week, obviously, we're getting ready for the holidays at work. We had a whole bunch of movies change over. But my kids are doing Seussical. Nova is the assistant director. The director is the teacher. Nice. And Rip is the Grinch. And that has kind of been all encompassing. So yesterday we were at that, but my wife was at it on Friday and Saturday. And but first that was Ripley's first real acting on stage, and she had a song and everything. And
nice.
I was terrified for her because I remember that's the same high school I went to, and it was not good for me. And as soon as she got on stage, like I could feel myself relax because she owned it. She got it. She knew it.
That's awesome.
And that's been that, and just playing Marvel Rivals to just get tired enough to fall asleep. It's been a busy week. I don't know what the fuck is coming out anymore.
Yeah, it's been I just feel like because I've been sick now for 3 or 4 days too. So like and I got a couple gigs I've been working on, and like I just like it's just like
yeah.
Knowing that Christmas is already like it's like a month away, month
Yeah,
from today,
literally
technically.
Christmas Eve is a month,
From today. So I'm like, all right, let me just get to January 1st. And then, because Mel's going to be starting a new job in January too. So like, we got a lot of stuff in flux. And we're lucky. We're actually quite lucky because I've had work. She's got work. She's got a new position she's going to. So like,
good.
It's it's good stuff. It's just been like a lot. And as you know, because you have two high school students now, Travis being a freshman, like school is a whole different thing. Plus, he got picked up to play on another new baseball team.
There was one team left he wasn't on.
Yeah, so
no, that's great. That's good.
He's a good baseball player. Like he's he's like if you guys know baseball, he's like a really good utility guy. He pitches, he plays first base, he plays infield. Like you could really put him anywhere. He's not really an outfielder, but like you could stick him out there and he's going to make a play. But like so he will be playing most likely junior varsity. He'll probably play JV just because he's a freshman and there's a lot of upperclassmen, so he'll probably play JV this year.
Okay.
But he's also on a travel team. Man, my throat's killing me. He's also on a travel team for next summer that's doing tournaments only. So we're going to go all over the place for tournaments. But then the guy that coaches that team created a national team too.
Oh.
And Travis is like, I want to. Can we put my name in for the national team? And I'm like, he's probably not gonna play. And I put him in, and his coach was like, yeah, sure, he's on.
Yeah, starting. There we go.
I'm like, don't you want to try him out? He's like, no, he works with me every week. Because Travis goes to private lessons with him twice a week. He's like, no, I know. He's like, I know what I'm getting. And he's like, just so you know, he's not gonna play first base for this team because he's the first baseman for the other team. And I'm like, oh, okay, you got another first baseman. He's like, yeah, I got a kid coming up from Florida. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, you got a kid coming up for Florida for Massachusetts? He said, yeah, 2 kids from Florida, 1 from Texas. I'm like, and Travis? I'm like,
nice.
You sure?
That's a national team, right? So
yeah, but so they're only going to do, as of right now, they're only going to do like 1 or 2 tournaments and then potentially a couple later on so that they don't conflict. But yeah, so he's involved in that. So he's got 2 days a week with his coach right now, which is the least amount of baseball he'll have like the entire year.
Wow.
Starting in January, he'll have 2 practices with his club team. He'll have a captain's practice with the varsity program, and then he'll still go to probably his coach 1 day a week for the extra stuff. So baseball off season, he'll be playing 5 days a week.
Nice.
Go figure.
That doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense.
But
no, that's
his
good.
new coach is up in Beverly, which is not far from me. But trying to drive to Beverly, trying to drive up that way on an afternoon any day of the week after 4 o'clock, not fun.
No, I don't like it. That's why I don't go out.
His lessons are at 4 o'clock. So,
of course.
But yeah, I don't know. Why. But this week on the show, we're going to tackle Del Toro's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And they were also going to look at yet another content creator taking the step into the feature film world. Call Me Chris is probably what she's best known as. She's got 50 million followers on TikTok or something insane like that. But she wrote, directed, and starred in a found footage horror film called House of Eden, which is available to watch on Shudder in the United States. And we'll be taking a look at that too. Okay. SpectopiaArts.com. Buy some shit from Chris. You should still be able to get it before Christmas, right?
I think so. And we were going to have a code, and then like everybody got sick and all that Seuss stuff kind of came to a head. And we'll do one for Christmas, I promise. like we'll do one more specifically holiday thing because I don't know, Black Friday. No. Nice. But yeah, there'll definitely be time. I ordered 6 or 7 to make sure that all the designs looked good on the shirts. And I think I got them within a week. So
I know when I bought my shirt, I got it really quickly. I mean, I bought it like in the middle of the summer or whatever, but I would say it was 7 business days or less.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think if people would order anything by next week, should be fine.
Cool.
Should be. I don't know. I got to look at it. I'll make sure.
They'll probably send you, usually those companies that do the printing for you will send you, be like, we can't ship anything out after this date to promise.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And not to mention, I'm not really the one that is doing all that behind the scenes stuff. I'm providing the artwork. So I'm trying to learn that side of it too. So
being the captain of the ship.
No, I'm being the shovel in the coal,
Okay.
keeping it going. No, it's all teamwork. It's all.
Cool. We will have a Black Friday sale on Depop on the Horror Finds Depop. And then we're going to have a restock of stuff probably a few days after that because we didn't want to stock the store before Black Friday, sell out of everything, and then have nothing through Christmas.
Yeah, no,
but you're going to be able to get, if you're into wrestling shirts, music shirts, some movie shirts, there's some NASCAR stuff in there. All kinds of crazy stuff on Depop. Go to depop.com, DEPOP, and then just search up Horror Finds. And that is Kyle and I's. It's vintage clothing is what it is.
Yeah.
Hats, shirts, hoodies, some button downs, some like Hawaiian type shirts. There's all kinds of stuff in there. All kinds of sizes, all the way from kid sizes up through men's double XL. I think there's some stuff that we've sourced, stuff from personal collections. All of it's there, but I don't know exactly what the sale will be for Black Friday, but you're going to be able to get shirts cheap, probably $5 or less.
Oh, nice.
So depop.com and then just search up Horror Finds. I don't think it's depop.com/Horror Finds. But just look for Kyle's name because it's in his name, and we ship the stuff ourselves. Well, I shouldn't say we. Kyle ships the stuff. So, and he's very good about doing it. He treats it very much like a business, not like me when I get an order and I put it down. I print the receipt and I put it down, and then I'm like, do I really want to go to the UPS store today?
See, me, it would be I put those slip down, and then a day later I'd be like, there's something I had to do. Where the fuck is that piece of paper?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
That's me.
I wish I was that bad. I'm even worse. I'm just like, I'll print it out and I just be like, I literally just have to go to the store and drop it off.
Oh, no, I would put it down because like, I don't want to do this right now. I'll do it later. And then I'd forget about it completely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it or anything. I'd just be like, yep, that's all set.
Like, that's my thing. What I do.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to talk Frankenstein first. This is a Netflix exclusive. They did release it out into theaters also. So, oh man, I'm logged out. Fuck. All right, let me get the trailer up here first, and then I'll log myself in. Yeah. So the Del Toro, obviously big. We're big fans of his here at the show. So here's a trailer for Frankenstein.
I must confess, I never considered what would come after creation.
The great Victor Frankenstein. You made a mistake.
I created something truly horrible. Not something. Someone. This was the way of the world. It would hunt you and kill you. Just for being who you are. I've not yet finished. Much more carnage will ensue.
All right. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, starring Oscar Isaacs, Jacob Elroy, Christoph Waltz, Mia Goth, Charles Dance. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people in this. Some of these people you're going to recognize, some of you are not. Doesn't really matter because as long as you know your main leads, that's what matters. All right. So directed by Guillermo del Toro, based on a novel by Mary Shelley and a screen adaptation by Guillermo del Toro. Before we get too deep, Chris, let me ask you, have you ever read the original book?
A very long time ago that
here.
I don't remember.
Same here. I read it in high school, and I haven't read it since. I remember thoroughly enjoying it, despite not understanding most of it.
Yeah, I get that. I do.
how do we want to tackle this?
I don't know. You know the story. The crazy guy wants to bring people back to life. We all saw Reanimator, right?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, everyone knows the story of Frankenstein.
This actually feels closer to a relative of Reanimator than it does the Karloff Frankenstein.
Yeah, but I mean, also, if I remember, I know that I've said it before that I just said how it's been a long time since I've read the book, but like the Boris Karloff Frankenstein is not super, super true to the book either, right?
Well, no, he didn't talk. So he came off as what I don't even like they talk about how the one in Del Toro's is he's a person, he's got things, he's feeling, he's sentient. Karloff's comes off as brain damaged, like literally like young Frankenstein kind of brain damage stuff.
Yeah.
Which works. I'm sure it would work for the time, but maybe back then, if somebody could get on screen and speak reasonably, then you'd have a harder time convincing people they were a monster. I have no idea. But this movie really does tackle who the monster is properly. I mean, fuck it. This is my favorite Frankenstein adaptation.
Yeah.
For a number of reasons, not just Del Toro. So
I like the De Niro one.
I haven't watched that in a long time, but I really like the fact that they focused on amniotic fluid as a conductor for the electricity. I thought that was it doesn't make sense. It's like Ghostbusters tech, but in the scheme of it, electric eels, amniotic fluid, I'm like, that's good. And it's all KY jelly, so it's all gross and slippery when he gets out.
Yep.
That was nice. I don't think De Niro was a good Frankenstein. I wasn't a huge fan of the makeup. That's the make or break for me, is how your creature looks.
Yeah, for sure.
The Van Helsing Frankenstein I thought was pretty good if we're going for a Darkstalkers cartoon kind of look.
Okay.
I loved the steam that came out of his shin when he walked. That was really neat. But this Frankenstein is different because he's based on the artwork of one of my favorite artists of all time, Bernie Wrightson. And Bernie Wrightson's illustrated Frankenstein is the best version of the book. His creature is fantastic, and it looks just like him. I mean, there's some skeletal facial stuff that Wrightson can do in the illustrations that you can't do with this kid's face, but they got so close. So close. He looks great. I was beside myself talking like, isn't this good? Yeah. Oh yeah. That really looks good. Jesus Christ. Why'd you doubt Del Toro? I have no idea. I don't know why I do that. So that was the conversation that's going on in my head. Also, the whole movie made me sad. So
yeah, let's talk about Del Toro for a second. Introduced to most of us probably through Kronos and Mimic are the first, because he did some Spanish language stuff, some episodes of like some shows and, and stuff. But worldwide movie audiences, Kronos and Mimic were really the two that people did introduce people to. Both are, I think,
and if
good
you
films.
don't know him from anything but watch Always Sunny, he's Pappy McPoyle.
Fair.
Which is hilarious. I love him in that role.
Devil's Backbone, Blade 2, Hellboy, Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy 2, Pacific Rim.
Yep.
The Strain was the TV show he did recently. His most recent works, obviously, Crimson Peak, and then obviously his award-winning moment is The Shape of Water, which is honestly one of my least favorite of his films.
I'm going to be honest. I loved the trailers. I thought the poster artwork and all the production stuff, that was beautiful. I've never watched it.
Oh, you've never even seen it?
I've never watched it. I've never watched that, and for similar reasons, I've never watched Where the Wild Things Are.
Okay.
Because if I watch it, then it won't be what I want it to be.
Okay, that's a good.
And Where the Wild Things Are is a very important book to me. So, but this is Creature from the Black Lagoon. This is a remake, his remake of Creature from the Black Lagoon in a way, and I know how much he loves that, and I know how much I love it. And his view of it is different than mine. Mine's sort of like how Frankenstein is. I just can you guys just like say hi? And what is that thing in a white cloth over there? I need to check that out. Oh, that's a woman. Oh, okay. And then he won't crush your head, right? There you go. But no. But if you think about it, Del Toro now can take all of his creatures from all of his movies and make Monster Squad 2. He's got vampires, werewolves. Wait, werewolves? Does he have werewolves?
I don't think
Probably.
so. But he did that, that animated Pinocchio movie a couple years ago, too.
Yeah. So he did the opposite version of it now.
Yeah. All right. So talking about Frankenstein, though, I really do feel like everything he's kind of done is led up to him doing a major, it's not a remake, but a major adaptation.
Adaptation, yeah.
Of one of the most famous characters. And I know he's been in talks, and I think he's in development on a Jekyll and Hyde story, too, I believe.
That's the Hulk. We've seen that.
It's the Hulk.
It is, right? I mean, the Hulk is Jekyll and Hyde.
It could be presented that way, yes, but I'd be interested.
Yeah.
But this version
that's
of
where
Frankenstein,
that's where the pathos comes from, and all that. So,
but this version of Frankenstein does a really, really good job of, a lot of things, but specifically in its storytelling. And we've talked a lot recently about movies that obviously can't even hold a candle to this, but the lack of storytelling. And we're going to talk about that later in the show too when we do the other review. Spoiler alert.
To be fair, this was written, the group of people that gathered together when this book was written, they were no group of literary slouches. So
right. But that doesn't mean the adaptation is going to be able to hold water too.
Okay, fair enough. That's
just because the original source material. Think about how many Stephen King movies had excellent source material and just really poor movies.
True.
So
true.
I
got nothing for that. You got me.
Yeah. So the story is held together great because he breaks it up into different chapters. You get Oscar Isaac, who plays Victor Frankenstein in this, his whole side of things, and then you get the monster side of things, which is just a really interesting way of telling the story.
And
it works because everybody does have their side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And where, Oscar Isaac's Frankenstein is like, oh, I've created this monster and, I can't control it, so it's got to die. And then you have the monster side of it. It's like, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm supposed to live.
Yeah, hey, dude, can I get shoes?
It's like, it'd be really awesome? Maybe if I wasn't chained to a rock in the basement.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care that my face is blue and turquoise and pink and whatever. Just some gloves. Come on.
Gloves and a t-shirt.
Do I have to wear a dead man's coat the whole time? What are we doing here?
But the story is told in a slow manner. This is not, they give you enough, but the one complaint, and I know we're getting ahead of us, the one complaint I had of this was I felt like they could have probably shaved about 20 minutes off the runtime.
I'm going to say something that probably people would disagree with, but I think you could have cut the fake love story with Mia Goth and just had it be flirting.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been fine. It did feel a little long, but in the end, overall, I think that lull you get works because you see that Victor's getting kind of complacent and like when he puts that one silver pointy fucking thing in lightning rod. There we go. And it's bent. He's basically like, fuck it. And he just keeps going. He doesn't try to bend it back or anything. He's just now so laser focused on this is it. This is the storm. Nothing. And I'm not going to give anything away, but nothing gets in his way at this point.
Right.
So all caution is out the window.
Yeah. And I really do love the addition of Christoph Waltz as Harlander and the guy behind all the money and getting him everything he needs because it makes it make sense in a way.
Yeah. Because how does he get the bodies? How does he keep doing that? And he had the military fucking helping him. Oh, okay. That's gotta be legit. It's not even it's like that one sentence. The one sentence takes care of a whole thing, a whole plot thing. Like, I made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. Yeah, but a parsec's a distance. Yeah, I cut a corner around a black hole. Want to make something of it, kid? That would have taken care of 40 fucking years of arguing.
One of the many inaccuracies in Star Wars universe.
Yeah, the science fantasy movies. Yeah, Yeah, they're inaccurate. I know. I don't care. I really don't. It's fun. Not the last three, though.
Fair. That's another show, another day.
No, I'm not doing that show.
So Christoph Waltz comes in and he's the guy that's like overseeing everything. He's the guy providing all the funding. He's the guy. So it gives you a reason to root for Victor in a way to get these things done, because there's ulterior motives from Waltz's character. Like, Highlander has ulterior motives from the get-go.
You don't hire Christoph Waltz to come in and be the normal happy guy.
Right.
No, he's the normal happy guy who's going to slit your throat when you turn your back.
Right.
Right at the right time. But he's your buddy up until then.
Yeah, and he plays the role.
And that's why I don't trust people.
Yeah, and he plays the role masterfully. Like he does it masterfully. Great. Not to give away anything because it is a current film. Right. Like when you're figuring out and you're shown what it is. It's more layered than just a heel turn. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's more than just he's a bad guy. Is he? Or maybe he isn't.
But he's. Like, you don't even know. It's not like he wasn't like projecting that out. It just Victor wasn't interested in picking up on the hints.
Right.
I'm going to do what I'm going to do. They really went like classic definition mad scientist. Like not mad like I know when I was little I thought it was mad like what's he mad about right now? Crazy, but this is beyond crazy. This is like focused to the detriment of everything around him. Okay. There's so much. I should have written shit down because there's a point when he comes out of the we'll call it a castle, but it was going to be a public works building. That's why the tower was like all these things, all these explanations about stuff. It's like, oh, okay, good. A castle on the water in the great. That makes sense. Fine. And that's the little stuff. But when he comes out through those doors, like, how he's been trying to get all that stuff together. And he uses both hands and he pushes his sweaty hair back. He's got long hair because everybody did. It was the style at the time, as Grandpa would say. And I'm like, oh, that's a really subtle, like black and white mad scientist look that he's got going on. It was like a realistic look into the mania that the character that the person would go through, because he's trying to put on this facade of I got it, it's all cool, hey, we're fine, everything's fine. But then you put him next to Mia Goth and his brother there, and it's like, yeah, no, shit is not all right.
No,
look at him, and it's great because like you see him slowly deteriorate, but you have no basis for comparison until he's with somebody else, and by then it's too late for him, and it's just that it's planned out really, really well. He's great at telling stories. He builds those layers together and they work out perfect.
Absolutely.
Like, I didn't think Mitch McConnell was going to work out in Pan's Labyrinth, but that scene seems to scare everybody.
I mean, he was a young man then. He was only
tell me it doesn't look the pale man doesn't look like Mitch McConnell.
Oh no, there's no question.
Okay, good.
And brilliant casting for Jacob Elordi. I'm wrong. As the monster, because he, I mean, obviously incredibly handsome man.
I don't know. I gotta look him up. I don't know. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
I mean, he's having a moment right now. He's in that. Is it the Wuthering Heights movie? The new one that's coming out. He's the lead in that.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Priscilla, Euphoria.
Yeah, Euphoria is, I think, where a lot of American filmgoers saw him, but I think Saltburn is really the role that people were like, oh, okay, yeah, this kid's got some chops.
It looks like, just through my quick scrolling through here, that a lot of people want to see him as Batman.
I can see it. He's got the look. He's got the feel.
After seeing him just in the makeup, I mean, his emotional range is great.
Yeah,
and he's 6'5". That's really good.
Yeah, he's a big dude too.
Yeah,
I love when, quote unquote, gorgeous, handsome, hunky, whatever word you want to use, actors will take on a role where like you don't even really see them.
12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys is a great one. Yes, 12 Monkeys is a great one.
That was at his height, like right after Thelma and Louise and all that stuff. And Brad Pitt was like the sex symbol for, I don't know, the human race, I guess, at the time. And he went and did 12 Monkeys where he was just a lunatic.
Yeah.
And he had the lazy eye or the crossed eye or whatever's wrong with it. And it was brilliant. I'm not a huge fan of the movie because it's a big downer and all that, but like that performance made me look at actors a little different, because up till then it's like, oh, Warren Beatty made a movie with his wife where they went to Africa. Yeah, it's called A Fucking Vacation.
Yeah.
And I was tired of that. Now Adam Sandler just freely admits it, but at least he makes a movie while he's there with all his friends.
Right.
That I don't have to watch.
Right. Well, another good example, or the example of the opposite of it is Tom Cruise. Have you ever seen Tom Cruise in a role where it makes him look bad?
Yes.
What movie?
Yes. The Outsiders.
That doesn't count.
That's his face. That should show you that no matter how you were born or what you look like, fucking movies can make you look perfect. If you look at him smiling, he has one tooth in the center of his upper jaw because of the way everything had to be shifted. His teeth are off center. It's weird.
Here we are, 27 Mission Impossible films later.
Oh, shit. He's got a tooth right in the middle of his upper jaw like fucking Monstar from the Silverhawks. I'd never seen that on anything else before, except a bird. Tom Cruise is a bird, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't know.
Anyway, so getting back to Frankenstein, but Jacob's portrayal of the monster is just so good. It is perfect for this film. It works. And and I'll let you talk about the look of the monster in just a second, because I know you're the special effects guy, the two of us, but like his eyes, even though like they're like blacked out, like he is still able to emote using like his eyes.
Yeah.
Incredibly well. It's unbelievable. But
they added that tiny little bit of red every now and then.
Yep.
A little bit of an inner red glow, which is very off-putting.
Yes. Yes. Now, taking a look, the physical look of the monster, it's a completely different take, right?
It's kind of close to the De Niro and Van Helsing one, actually. Like, right? Okay. Like more parts put together, but there's a little bit of a symmetry to the parts in this one. The way he says, Victor says it's because of the way everything healed is because how he looks is the reason for how he looks. I mean, because that wasn't a proper sentence. And across the shoulders and the chest and the back and all that, it's sort of mirrors one side and the other, but his face is where it all comes in, because he's got it. They didn't do a leather face. But they didn't explain completely why you need this 1 3-inch strip across the forehead installed there around other stuff. But the way it was divided, they used the division in the makeup and the different sections of his face that are blocked off, and they used that to basically hide his features. And build him up different, so the face looked a little more gaunt and skeletal, because looking at him, he's got a wide jaw, so a nice like blockish face, but the creature didn't. He looked like he just walked off of the slab in a way.
Right.
And it was perfect. It's best I've seen. And I am getting a huge case of deja vu again. I don't know why, because I never watched this Frankenstein before today. And then even this is deja vu. This is really weird. I read that deja vu is just your brain's way of misfiling information.
Okay.
It puts it in the part of your brain that serves as like memory instead of like new information coming in. And that's why it feels that way. And that's what I'm going to go with, because otherwise it's fucking freaky.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh, and then his silhouette. He is supposed to basically be the example of how humanity would treat people like that. Like, I don't know, the people that used to be slandered as gypsies. They could be seen as inhuman and not worthy of anything. We have a lot of that in the news today, where people are saying that other people need to be wiped off the face of the earth. And Frankenstein basically looks that way. On the outside, he has a dead soldier's coat. He's got his feet wrapped up in that like 1970s stop motion Frankenstein kind of look. I always liked the one with the big fur on the front of him. I think it was Christopher Lee that wore that.
I think so.
I always liked that look because it was so different from the black suit jacket kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this is an overcoat, and because they took the time to tell us that he feels pain, but he heals. The cold isn't really gonna bother him that much, because as fast as frostbite would set in, his body would heal it, which is really interesting because Victor thinks he created a supervillain, but what we see is he created a reasonable middle of the ground superhero because he's super strong,
right?
And as you find out, rather intelligent.
And what's great about it, and this is where I think Mia Goth's character actually lends credence to the story. I think the love story, none of that stuff really, I think, adds anything. But she's there as Elizabeth, the wife of his brother. But what her adding in importance is her humanization and her emotional brevity that she brings in, because she's the only one that is thinking emotionally.
Yeah, she treats him like a mother would treat a child with fucking
But even
care.
before the monster, she has this oneness with her emotions that everyone else just puts their emotions aside, where she's like, no, you need to think about this, whether it's when they're talking about the butterflies or whatever they're,
Yeah.
And we see, which is also, I think, why Oscar Isaacs is so good in this, is we see he's able to see her side of things, but then is overtaken by his own grandiose ambitions to create this life and, be the one that creates life from death and stuff, where she still is very much like, no, you have to think about this, and
it makes sense.
Humanity.
It feels a lot like a Magneto or Doctor Doom, where they know what the right honorable thing is to do, but they also know what the thing is they have to do in order to save their people.
Right.
And that's a conflict. So that was interesting because she stood up to the men. Mia it sort of feels like the author inserted into the story, almost like the one reasonable, intelligent voice out of everybody. Everybody's intelligent, but she's the reasonable one here. And without her care, as little as there was, I don't think he would have learned kindness on his own, because the first thing people do when they see him is shoot him, obviously.
Yeah.
So I really loved the way they worked in the blind man.
Yes.
I don't remember it from the book at all, but like you can see it coming a mile away.
Yeah.
And he's just there to help him. And because the guy is mostly blind, he's not 100% blind, because he does reach out and grab his hand when there's no reason he should know where it is. So he probably is like tunnel vision, legally blind, that kind of, just like the cataracts are almost done him in. And you knew what was going to happen because, there's wolves in the woods. So they go off to chase the wolves, like that one brave dog that we all read about and that I still think about once a week. And they go to get the wolves, but the wolves are a little bit smarter.
Just a little bit.
They circle back and this is not going to end well for my guy over here.
No.
Even if he could say the wolves did it and I did the best I could, they already saw him And they think he's a monster because he looks like one.
Right.
I was worried. I want to make sure I don't forget this. I was worried that we were going to get Mia brought back Bride of Frankenstein style.
Well, that's what they were hinting at.
And I'm so glad they didn't.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It needed to end the way the book did, like just in the Arctic. Just fuck you, Victor. Just, I don't know. I think there was so much good about this. And I haven't gushed over a Del Toro movie in a little bit.
Pan's Labyrinth, probably the last time.
I would say Pacific Rim.
Okay.
Because of the creature and not the acting or the overall script, but the designs of the stuff. It was like watching his favorite things come to life on screen, and a lot of it matched my favorite things. So, well, and I just want to meet him and hang out.
Yeah, we can akin a lot of that to this because this movie is beautiful. The colors, the atmosphere, the music, it all just works in tandem with each other. And it's just really like, there's some really breathtaking shots in this. And
Oh, and he actually reined in his visual style a little bit for this.
Yeah, I think he needed to.
Yeah, you get it in the lab setup when they're doing all of the lightning stuff
with the castle in like the middle of nowhere and like
True. The most I saw, the most indulgence, I guess I would put it into the Chronos aesthetic of technology and stuff, was that ribcage jumpstart machine that he put on the creature with the one thing. I loved, instead of it being blue or green, it all glowed red. And that had to have been a conscious choice because you don't see that. It's always the cooler colors, green, turquoise, that kind of stuff. Red is danger. Yeah. So they're doing that for our benefit.
Well, and he's really just like, he's used all the things he's done before it. And you can see like, some of the characters and the like mechanics used in the Hellboy movies. And like, you can see the Pan's Labyrinth stuff and the Crimson Peak stuff in the castle. And like, you can see like, this is that movie that he's been building towards.
Right. Yeah. And he does use his movies to test out stuff for other stuff. Real early on, I read that he used, and I've said this on the show before, so excuse me, that he used Blade 2 for a lot of lighting tests and stuff because he had Ron Perlman there, and he wanted to test it for Hellboy. He wanted to make sure that everything, his ideas were going to look good on film, and he had the opportunity to do it with Blade 2. And Blade 2, as 90s retro, I know it was 2000s, as it feels like I watched it the other day because why not? It feels adolescent in a way.
Okay.
As a movie, it's like just like a fun go to the movies kind of thing. But there is a lot of other stuff going on, like the sodium colored lights and the rain with the broken glass and that one Reaper that was wrapped up and looked like an Ava unit. Like he had a lot of stuff going on in there. And it just passes off as another stupid action movie for a lot of people. But one last thing about Blade 2.
Yeah.
Damaskinos, the main villain, his makeup effect was, nobody talks about it. He looks like marbled, petrified skin because there's layers of gray and white streaking in his makeup as it goes down. I've never seen anybody look that old, like vampire old. Like he's going to turn to ash, but maybe just a solid clump of it because he's that old. I don't know. Del Toro's attention to detail is fucking amazing. I love it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think we need to grade here with so that we don't go deeper, and
I could just keep going.
So could I. We could talk about this movie for 2 hours on its own, I think. But Chris, do you recommend, or actually I should say, how highly do you recommend and what is your grade for Frankenstein?
All right. So obviously don't watch this movie once. Watch it a bunch of times. Because I want Netflix to give Del Toro money and say, do whatever you want, because I want the fucking Mountains of Madness. Just come on, before we're all dead. That's like 3 weeks.
Well, this is what the third or fourth movie full length he's done for Netflix.
Yeah.
He did Pinocchio. He did that animated troll thing.
That whole series, right? Yeah, they need to give him some money. They need to say.
I feel like they were like, "Hey, can you make these little less questionable, these more questionable things for us, and we'll give you like $300 million to make Frankenstein." I don't know what the actual budget was, but like it feels like it cost $1 billion.
Yeah,
looks like it cost $1 billion.
Yeah, it's beautiful and it's desolate, and so yeah. Anyway, so I'm not talking about this the whole time. Out of all the Frankenstein movies, this should be in your top 5 to watch. I don't know what your top 5 are, but this should be one of them. This is the one I will point people to if they ask me what's a good one that is like the book. And that's what you got to do, because this is pretty close. All the reviews I went through said this is the closest to the book they've ever got. Like, okay, good. I want to give this an A+, but I've never given one of those out. So it's an A. This is how you restart your Universal monsters.
Okay.
This is it. You don't do it with the Mummy or what the fuck they're going to do. The Bride of Frankenstein? Where the fuck is Frankenstein? Universal. Make a fucking Frankenstein movie first. Everybody's trying to make their universes without putting the fucking effort into it. Marvel's only worked because they put out Iron Man and said, please go see this. And then it was good. You can't be like, let's create a shared universe and then write a bunch of shit scripts. If you want the money, you got to pay the money for the people. That's why when I see stuff like, oh, and it's going to be written and directed by the third producer's fifth nephew. Fuck. Well, write that one off. We don't get that here. They spent the money. Netflix they allowed them to make the whole movie. So like it wasn't canceled in the middle or anything, Netflix. That's it. I mean, it's perfect. It's as perfect as a Frankenstein movie can get.
Okay. I am also recommending it pretty highly. It's beautiful. It's art. The way it looks, the way it feels, the way it flows. Yeah. My only complaint is that I think it was a little bit too long, and that's just because the one thing that didn't hit for me was the pseudo love story with Mia Goth and Victor. It just, it was the one thing, but everything else, and I think everyone else is acting. Isaac's is unbelievable. Also, Christoph Waltz is. We've talked about them. They're all fucking brilliant in what they're doing. Yeah. This is Del Toro's. I feel like, I know he got his kudos for Shape of Water, but I mean, if there was a Oscar worthy movie that he's done, I feel like this is it. Whether it'll get nominated or not remains to be seen. But it's deserving.
I was a little down on Oscar Isaacs for a while, because he was showing up everywhere.
Yeah.
Whether he fit the role or not. And when I heard he was going to be Victor, I'm like, I can see that. I'm going to wait and see what he does, because he could go full on maniac, like goofy bullshit, or he could really, because he is a talented actor. I mean, we saw that in Ex Machina, that he's good.
Oh yeah.
Not just throwing off one-liners and stuff like Star Wars. That's not a good representation of his skill. Oh, excuse me. It's got me all. But yeah, he was great. He really surprised me, because I don't know him from a lot of serious stuff.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to dole out my first A of the year too. It's the best Frankenstein we've seen yet. I'm not going to say that it couldn't be one that's better, because there could be. Will there be? Probably not.
Not for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's excellent all around. So, okay.
And I recommend Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein book.
Okay.
It's got like 63 illustrations, and they base the creature off of those. And it's I've always loved it. And if I remember correctly, because I get Bernie Wrightson mixed up with another artist every now and then, I believe Bernie Wrightson also created one of my favorite zombies of all time. I think.
Okay.
Let me make sure, and then I'll follow up on that.
All right. Well, let's play the trailer for House of Eden. Nope.
Cool.
That's a trailer. That's a trailer for T-Mobile.
That's fine.
Is it fine? I don't use T-Mobile. Do you use T-Mobile?
It's fine instead of what you're going to play. So let's get on with it.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine that the trailer is going to be all that much better than that commercial. I mean, I guess it could be.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Spooky AF production.
All right, we gotta learn how to use these cameras if we're gonna be filming the next few nights.
I know how to work a camera. No promises. I read about a girl going missing here like 60 years ago. This place is insane. There's no power. Let's check out this creepy ass house. I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel good about this. Something's happening in this house, and we need to figure out what it is.
This is used by the ghost to communicate with us. Selena?
We could actually catch something for real.
I'm not cool with this anymore.
All right. House on Eden. Written, directed by, starring Chris Collins. If you are on TikTok, you will have seen her videos under her screen name of Call Me Chris with a K.
2 Ks, yeah.
She basically does short form comedy bits. She's also got a YouTube series, a true crime YouTube series that she does. But she is massively popular in the content creator space. Her TikTok alone has over 50 million followers.
I think the character, how she comes across on her, I've found her on YouTube. She showed up in recommendations, and I think she's got a very nice, warm personality, and I'm going to feel really bad about the stuff I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But before that, let me, so Bernie Wrightson was originally hired to work on Return of the Living Dead. But he couldn't do it. So, what's his name? William Stout was hired instead. So those are the two. I kind of get their work mixed together. But Bernie Wrightson also worked on some other things that I might like Galaxy Quest, The Mist, and Ghostbusters. So that's where I get his name mixed up. So
okay,
yeah. And the Frankenstein book it's considered his best work of his career, and it was put out in 1983. If anybody's looking, because I'm going to go order one now.
Okay.
Anything to not say bad stuff about this person that I think is nice.
Well, I mean, it's possible to say bad stuff. I mean, I said bad stuff about the director of the movie last week, and I know him personally, so.
Yeah.
Also starring Selena Myers, who is also a TikToker and YouTube content creator, and Jason Christopher Mayer works as an editor on a lot of Chris Collins stuff and has done some of his own stuff. So this is another in the line of social media content creators taking that step into the feature film world. Mm-hmm. Now, we have seen it done with great success. The Filippo brothers probably as the kind of watershed for doing Bring Her Back and
yep.
What the hell was the one they did a couple years ago?
Talk to Me.
They know what they are doing. They are excellent feature filmmakers. I know they have a hand in directing and writing of their stuff. I mean, they're the directors, but I know they work on the writing of it. So Chris Collins here, what I'm going to say is that she just bit off more than she could chew. She basically wanted to just be, and watching the film, she wanted to be the be all end all. She wanted to write it. She wanted to direct it. She wanted to,
And you know what?
Produce it.
I'm going to be fair. She came close. She got about a little more than 2/3 of the way there. There's just very crucial parts missing.
I think you're being too kind.
I am.
You're being too kind.
I will admit that. I am.
Yep.
I am. Because,
I knew of her, but I didn't know. Like, I didn't know her stuff. Like, I'd see her face and be like, oh, yeah, she. Like, so I don't have that personal attachment to her what she does.
I'm just trying to fall back into she did make a full, complete movie with a full, complete story. So that's impressive. I don't know. Okay. Yeah.
So the first thing I always like to talk about when we talk about found footage films is, did you follow the rules that you set for yourself? So in this one, that's a little murky because they don't really set any rules. So what we get is a complete edited film from multiple camera sources, which means that this found footage or whatever, somebody came across it, somebody edited it together, and there isn't really any music in it. There's a little bit, but not much. And edited together to be a finalized piece presented as a filmed depiction of what happens to these three when they go to the house on Eden.
Yeah. And when they did that in Grave Encounters, that made sense because they actually said this was their footage. We put it together.
Right. But we don't get any of that in this. And with the way the film ends, it makes it even harder to swallow watching a final completed version of this. But the story is simple. You have all three of them are playing essentially fictionalized versions of themselves. They're all going by their real names, Chris, Selena, and Jay. Jay is the cameraman and the guy that's there for all the technical stuff. Selena is the secondary, the co-host, if you will. And Chris is the mind behind the mind of the captain that's steering the ship, which writer, director, producer. Okay. Yeah. But she's not real nice about the way she does things because she knows that she's the one that, I shouldn't say she knows, she feels that she's the only one that puts the effort in to do these things, and everyone else is just kind of along for the ride and, riding her coattails.
Yeah. Question about that. Did that happen before they got to the house or after? Because I know she was being pushy and stuff before, but I can't remember how much. So
she was, because she decided that they were going to go to the house without telling them.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Yeah.
And that's where the first time you see Selena say something about like, it's always your way or the highway.
Right. Okay.
So that's an ongoing thing before they ever get to the house. So I get what you were getting at. Is it amplified by what happens at the house? Absolutely.
Right. Okay, good. That's what I thought was going on. Cause like if it's just like a little bit of snippy stuff here and there, which it sort of seemed like it. And then you get the Amityville effect going on where everybody gets pissed off at everybody for everything. Well,
yeah, you can put it that way.
Sure.
Now, the next thing I always look at when we talk about found footage movies is your technical aspects following what your storytelling is. So they shot this on a couple of digital cameras, and then they had a handy cam, which is also a digital camera.
Okay.
And then they listed that they shot on a Super 8. But I'm going to be honest, I don't know if they actually shot with a Super 8 camera.
Why would you do that if you have digital stuff?
Well, because it looks like you took digital and made it Super 8. Put it on the film reel and gave it the spokes and like so. Okay. It says that they did, but I'm going to be honest. Watching it, I never once saw a Super 8 camera in anyone's hand.
Yeah.
I never saw. I did see the handy cam. I saw them shooting with the handy cam, and then they were shooting with like a Panasonic Lumix.
Right.
I think a G6, which is a good camera. A good camera for what they're doing. But at the same time, the aesthetic of using the handy cam and the aesthetic of using the 8mm doesn't add anything to this film other than it's giving you a different look so that everything isn't the same type of shot. And it's not needed.
Yeah.
It's not needed at all. And the way they use it in the film doesn't make sense. Like, because whenever it's a creepy shot, you sure as hell can bet that was shot on the Super 8 camera.
Yeah, it's convenient how they managed to do that every time.
Yep. Anytime there was a weird shadow in the corner, it was shot on the shitty camera.
Yeah.
So that you didn't have to spend a lot of money on effects, and you could hide the cheapness of what you were doing, which in turn doesn't hide the cheapness because it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Well, that's true. Can't argue that.
So
I mean,
now that we have kind of put those technical aspects of like, we're not given a set of rules to follow. We don't know where the film came from. And then also your media that you're working with doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. The story is simple. The three of them are out filming one of their spooky AF, which again, stupid fucking name.
yeah, but I mean,
I get it for what they're doing.
It would be a real thing, wouldn't it?
Yep. And they're supposed to be going to this graveyard that's supposedly haunted, but Chris found this other place that, and this is again doesn't make sense. That's supposedly a haunted house that nobody has gone to, nobody talks about, but yet she was able to Google and find information on it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, fine.
Just do the House on Haunted Hill thing and get a fucking creepy email sent to you with all of the shit in it.
Yeah. Or another ghost hunter said to you, I went to this place.
Oh, that's the one place I won't go.
I won't go. I would never go back. Oh, well, that makes me want to go there. And it does.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's a part two where they bring in, and this again is just a situation where it's flexing muscle of who you know. They bring in, was it Sam and Colby, who are also huge YouTubers and do paranormal investigations and stuff. And their paranormal investigations are just like this fucking movie where like everything just feels super fucking phony. But they're huge. They're like 100 million followers or whatever. So she brings them in to like not only be like, this is the clout that I have. I know these guys. They know me. But also like, oh, well, we don't know what it is. I've never heard of it. And it's like, okay, well, great. So it's all a basic setup. What it comes down to for me, the biggest issue I have is that she watched the Blair Witch Project and she watched Paranormal Activity and she watched Wreck and she tried to steal all the best parts of those movies and put them into one and then formulate a story around certain scenes and certain set pieces, because that's exactly what it is. I mean, the sheer fact that like they went and they found a house in the middle of the woods that was a brand new house that was filled with, was clean with decor. They give you a story as to why that is, but like it was a change, but like then realizing, oh, well, she wants to have this shot in the bedroom upstairs, so she can't have that shot if the house isn't like well furnished and nice. Right. Like, so at that point I was just like, okay, well, fuck this. Like, you are not adding anything to the found footage genre. And here's the thing, you can make a good found footage movie without breaking, without breaking the mold or doing something different.
Yeah.
You have to lock into the stuff you want to lock in on. But for me, I just felt like she had this idea. Oh, these other people are making feature films. I can make a feature film.
Right. And she did.
She did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you have 50 million followers, you can very easily get out there and be like, hey, I need an editor.
Yeah.
Anybody that's in my following that's an editor or knows an editor, shoot me your reel. Let me see what you got.
Oh, and that I would say you need an editor for the script as well.
Well, that was going to be the next thing.
As well as
anyone out there, a
film.
script supervisor.
Yeah. Continuity editor.
Why don't you hit me up? Yeah. And the thing that drove me the most insane, that made me just want to shut it off, was how at the beginning, not at the beginning, but it's actually like probably more than halfway through the movie, when they get to the house and they have Selena, whose character is really frustrating to me. They're all frustrating, but she was the most frustrating. And she's like, oh, she's flipping the switches. Like, there's no power. And then like 3 scenes later, we have video of somebody running up the stairs with a lamp on in one of the bedrooms.
Yeah, how about that?
And I was just like, okay.
I think I had checked out by that point. Like, mentally, like, none of this is going to make sense. It's just, let's set up the next scare. Yeah. So, here we go. All right. If that's what you're doing, fine. I don't care. But, I mean, let's get it over with.
Yeah. So, with these 3 all working in this space already in content creation. Now, does she do, like, paranormal investigations or anything on her channel?
Honestly, I watched her stuff over the lockdown, And then I found Pat Finnerty, and I just stopped watching Chris. What makes this song stink? Pat Finnerty, check it out. Honestly, I highly recommend. That's an A podcast for me. No, not podcast. What's it called? YouTube channel?
Series.
I don't know.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He knows his stuff. He's funny.
So, what was I saying?
Saying this movie is not great.
If the three of them now do want to try to get into paranormal investigations, making this movie ruined any credibility you will ever have. Because you created all of the stuff in this movie, and it's like, well, I can't believe what you're going to do later on, because it's not believable in a movie you're making that's not real. So
that's a good point.
And it just was one thing after another that was just like, oh, yes, okay, well, of course this is what they're going to do next. Oh, they're going to use this piece of equipment. Oh, the battery's dead, but now they're going to use it again later in the movie, and it works all of a sudden. Okay, fine. Like,
yeah,
it just was.
And we both, I think, are tired of the main characters are assholes.
Yes.
Trope.
Oh my God.
I'm good. Your secondary bad guy can be the one that wants to turn the fucking ski resort into a fracking site. But you can't have your main guy or girl be an asshole, because then I don't care what happens. Mm-hmm. And at this point, 2 of the 3 people in this, by halfway through, one of the people, before they even got to the house, I was like, well, they're going to die, I hope. In the movie. No ill will for anybody outside of that.
And also, guys, found footage 2025. Can we stop with the fucking shaky cam, focus zooming in and out constantly?
Yeah, they do sell some pretty good gadgets to hold shit
steady.
Dude,
the stabilization on an iPhone takes away all that shaky movement.
Yeah.
And the zooming and I know the cameras they were using. A G6 is one of the best autofocus functions out there. Like, and you're not showing me that these guys are going in here to make like an actual like film, and they're shooting with manual, cinema lenses that are on manual and stuff. You show me that you guys are supposed to be YouTubers, so you're showing me that you're using all automated equipment. Even the focus on a handy cam from the 90s was better than what they were purposely making it go out of focus as they were zooming in and out just to cover up the fact that like they didn't really know what they were doing.
Yeah.
As a filmmaker who has made documentaries that doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like it's frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the most camera work I do in my life is open the little shutter on my webcam and be like, can you hear me? And then we're good. I'm not going to go out and make a movie and not talk to a sound guy or you about video or whatever.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If you were going to go out and shoot, you're going to call me.
Yeah.
And if I can't figure it out, I'm going to call Kyle.
Right.
And that's the thing I think that's so frustrating, because I watched the credits.
It is possible they got bad information from a lot of people.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think it's possible.
I'm not arguing that.
I watched the credits, and the credits are basically Chris Collins, Selena Myers, and Chris's husband.
Okay.
Who is what the hell is his name?
I don't know.
I forget his name. Shit, hold on. Nope, that's not it. If you go on IMDb and click on this movie, everything is the 3 of them.
Okay. Well, that's a small production, so you know what? It makes more sense. I'm not saying that clears them of it, but it does make more sense. The fewer eyes you have on something, the better chance of it not working.
Well, yeah, because you fall, and I'm guilty of this. You fall in love with your own stuff.
Yeah.
You get used to looking at it a certain way, and then if somebody wants to change it, you take it personal.
Every author out there says you cannot get married to any one sentence or character in anything you write, because there are people out there that understand what the people reading need, I think is what it comes down to. Yeah. Editors, they're great. James Cameron on The Abyss. I remember watching the extended version of that, and I'm like, this now makes sense. The whole movie makes sense. Why didn't you fucking leave this part in there? It just pissed me off. That pissed me off against him for a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little bit still now.
Yeah. So, and then this movie, like, they try to get this, like, ending that's this, like, poetic type thing of, you know, the darkness that's what, and it just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't work. And then you have these cult members or whatever they are setting the cameras up for them. And like, no, they're not. They're trying to hide. They're not going to film this. They're not going to film possessions and then sacrifices and bonfires and worship and whatever the hell else weird shit they're going to do. They're not going to film that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck this movie. Chris, you recommend, what is your grade for House on Eden?
Yeah, no, this is not a recommend. I love found footage, but this is not as bad as that one with the kids that were in the house with no power in the middle of the woods. What was that called? Bad Seed or
some? Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
It was not as bad as that. At least Chris is just, she has a little bit of charisma, regardless of how much of an asshole she's acting like in the film. The other one, that was straight F. That was just absolute garbage. Stupid characters, stupid people, stupid plot. Here, it's not as egregious. So I'm trying to appropriately scale this in the found footage genre itself, because as a movie, just straight out no, and a D-. But as a found footage one, it's a D. Not a
so
D-.
Marginally better.
Exactly. I was going for the comedy there.
That's fair. I'm not recommending it either.
I feel bad about it because I wanted her to do well. I did. I
understand where you're coming from. I completely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But and again, I hate when I do this, but I do it all the time. So like as a filmmaker, like if you can't handle something, you ask for help. And you can't tell me that with 50 million plus followers, she wouldn't have had some simp out there. It would have been like, I'll film your movie for you for free.
Yeah.
They would have done a really good job just for the recognition. And now listen, if you guys want to hire people out there, don't hire them for recognition. Pay them.
No, that's a shitty thing to do.
But like, you can't tell me that there wouldn't have been people out there that would have done things to help her.
Yeah.
At, you know, a cheap rate, like I'll do it on a cheap rate, or I will give you my time because of the following you have. This is someone like this is definitely like you could absolutely get recognition off of working on it because of who you worked with. But I got the feeling that she was like, no, this is my thing. This is my story. I'm going to do it all on my own because I want to do it the way that I want to do it, which is respectable.
That came through in the character she played too. Yeah.
Which is respectable, except for the fact that like you have to think about your end product.
Right.
Like I've had Kyle slap my hand down on things many times and it hurts every time.
Yeah. But then
it's not
personal. Yeah. This is what's best for whatever it is we're doing.
Right. Let me give you examples. So The Woodsman, which you guys can watch on YouTube, Christmas season, Woodsman horror short that Kyle and I made. Kyle directed it. I was producer and cinematographer on it. He edited it, but he sent me the first edit and I'm like, this doesn't work. And he's like, what do you mean it doesn't work? I'm like, it just does. There's something that doesn't work. And I basically said, I'm like, you need to change up the order of scenes on this.
Okay.
And I was like, you've got this scene where the character is drinking and stuff after the scene where he freaks out. It makes more sense to show him getting drunk and hammered and then freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we changed up the whole order. And Kyle was like, he's like, I didn't like that you said it, but he's like, watching it now, it makes sense.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's not a personal judgment. That's something I've noticed a lot, and because I've done a bunch of creative area jobs, painted haunted houses, whatever. Everybody has their idea of what an Egyptian tomb should look like and what Reagan's bedroom should look like if you're doing an exorcism scene. And not everybody is going to agree. My idea of what's scary is different than anybody else's because we're all individuals. But like you have to be able to understand that you were saying that to Kyle for the betterment of the project, not as a statement against what the fuck is wrong with you, dude, but because you're all of you are so deeply involved in it that it's almost like it's the story gets so familiar. And I think this is what I used to think happened to Cameron. You get so used to the story and you know exactly everything about it because you wrote it. So you're like, oh, I can cut this part. Everybody will figure that out. No, that was a crucial part that had all the information in it. But you know all the information. You know how the story's going to go. So you don't need that. But other people do. They don't need this part over here that you love because it looks beautiful. That's why you need to have somebody. You cannot take it personally. My wife takes everything I say personally against her until we sat down and had a talk. And now I send texts where I'm like, hey, this is not a judgment thing. This is a change of standard operating procedure. Don't turn the lights off on my car. Just lock it. The lights will turn off. I drove to work in the rain with my lights off. Because I thought they were on, because I'd leave them on because they automatically shut off. But in the past, it would have been like, oh, I guess I can't do anything right. Or I'd say some stupid shit like that. But if I present it as, this is not a judgment, this is just a fact, this is different than how it is on your car, fine. Because I'm really getting comfortable to the point where I can say, I'm not going to be able to continue this conversation until I know this one bit of information, or this is really important. I don't want you to get upset because I don't think it's something you should get upset about. That, that kind of just more open and honest communication. And these people didn't have that, either behind the scenes or in front of the camera.
Or whoever she had around her was just like, you're so great, Chris. Yeah, do it. That's what you want to do. Yeah, that's great.
We call that the Phantom Menace effect, right?
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna grade it. I'll grade it a D also because it is a finished film, and
I forgot we were on that part.
Yeah, you tend to do that when I'm doing my.
I'm sorry. My part of it. I don't talk to a lot of people all week.
It's fair. But yeah, so I'm gonna give it a D2. I mean, they did finish it. They got it released, but again, it's on Shudder, and it has no business being on Shudder, and it got a bunch of festival runs, and you got a bunch of festival runs because Call Me Chris was the mind behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll get people to the festival. I can understand why you would do it that way.
So there you go. All right. Joe's back. I think he's doing the final film in The Purge this week. So let's check it out.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris. And hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe here. And this week, Bill took me to Staten Island. He made me watch The First Purge. Remember how awkward it was the first time you asked someone to go to a school dance?
Yep.
Or out on a date?
Yep.
I don't remember.
Or your first day at your first job. You're just standing
there. I had a lot of
presumably
those.
A teenager, hey, how do I, work? Or the first time somebody performs brain surgery. Sure, you've presumably assisted in at least a baker's dozen of those procedures before you take lead, but there's still the first time you are behind the wheel of taking someone's skull cap off and fiddling around in their thinking meat. There would be a river of sweat running down my back.
My face, too.
I say that to say this. I will be sorely disappointed if there isn't a scene where someone hears the Purge horn siren thing go off, brick in hand, ready to go. There's a big glass window in front of them, and they just they look all nervous, and they're you turn around and ask one of their fellow Purgers, hey, guys, we're 100% sure this is cool, right? I'm not being punked, right? That would be an absurdly elaborate prank on old Joe. I'm just saying. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my Midwest politeness speaking. I'm not sure that there's plenty of folks who... I'm sure there were plenty of folks who would just go ham, without even questioning it. My first purge, I'd be nervous as shit. Of course, I'd also be hiding, but there's only 2 or 3 purge rules, but I'd be so nervous about breaking one of them. I'd have to Google for days beforehand. Like when I'm going to a restaurant that I've never been to, and I practically memorize the menu like
and
days in advance, so I don't fuck up ordering my food.
Yeah.
Like, I'm plenty useful in plenty of situations, but a purge would probably not be one of them.
I'd kill it
Anyway,
in the purge.
let's see
I don't
how
know
the
how I
worst
would do.
public policy decision ever committed to film works out for everyone. Psychologist Albert Mehrabian is considered to be the person who both coined and later proved with experimentation the phrase, "It's not what you say, it's how you say it." And that's, boy, if that's not the theme of this whole review. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. This ham-fisted 97-minute ode to Preach Fest movies just really could have used someone to raise their hand and say, "Excuse me, James DeMonaco, writer of every single Purge film. Does this all need to be so blunt? Like, yeah, people are stupid, but you're treating them like they're even more stupid than they already are." Granted, that someone would probably be kidnapped and then hunted for sport by Jason Blum, James DeMonaco, Lee Wanell, and James Wan on a private island somewhere.
Don't kidnap
And
Van
even then, it
Damme.
would still be poorly written and bland to watch.
Oh, you did
I
kidnap Van
hate when
Damme.
I agree with every bit of commentary and satire a film makes, but I still fucking hate the film because it treated me like I'm a sixth grader just now learning about how capitalist power structures work. I also find it darkly ironic that this white guy, James DeMonaco, this white guy in his late 50s, who has a backwards baseball cap in 12 out of the first 13 image searches on Google, is trying to point out the U.S.'s history of experimenting on poor minority communities. Yet every character in this is a stereotype with all the depth of Quark's water bowl. It's not very deep. This movie, in all aspects, was as mediocre as a hot dog with nothing on it. It's just boiled lips and assholes on an untoasted white bread bun. All right, I did actually watch this movie. There's a plot. I might as well shred it like sex trafficking documents that we all know exist, but we'll never see no matter how many bills or acts or laws get passed.
Sorry, we're going to grind them all
We
into
need to stop kidding
ground
ourselves
beef
on that.
anyway.
The first purge is contained only to Staten Island, which is fair. It can stay contained if the experiment gets out of control. One thing I liked is that they established very early that there was never any way in hell that they were going to let, they call it the experiment here. It gets the name The Purge just before it actually starts. There was never any way they were going to let the experiment happen naturally. Like, this shit was a work before the first, group Zoom call about the logistics took place. Probably should have been an email anyway. The local Nino Brown turns into the local Rambo, is kind of the main human story we're telling here. Like, sure, he's a drug kingpin and a terrible person, but he likes this girl and she's in trouble. And the next thing you know, he's taking off his shirt so you can see how hard he worked out for this role and going full on, I'm going to get you, sucker, black action hero.
Okay.
He's the local drug kingpin, and she's the activist fighting against the purge. And they have a little bit of a history that's left super vague, and just fucking purge me in the face with this dialogue that sounds like a 13-year-old wrote it. Apologies.
It would probably
to
be
any
better if a
13-year-olds
13-year-old
that are listening. I'm sorry, but you don't know shit about the world yet, and I highly doubt that you can write believable adult dialogue.
This is true.
Of course, DeMonaco was 56 when he wrote this, and he sure as shit couldn't.
That's my point.
I do always find it funny how crime-riddled they make Los Angeles and New York and Chicago appear in movies. Mm-hmm. As I said earlier, this takes place on Staten Island. Staten Island
lot of vampires
has a
there, I
per
heard.
capita crime rate of 6.6 people per 1,000 residents. Shreveport, Louisiana, a dramatically white and dramatically Republican area,
And
is
poor.
56 per 1,000. So, again, Staten Island, 6.6 per 1,000, Shreveport, Louisiana, 56.
Yeah.
Where's the real crime-riddled hellhole? Here's the
DC.
Obviously Portland,
Sorry,
Oregon.
I'll get off my soapbox.
Oh, yeah. Shit,
Good.
Portland, Oregon. I forgot.
I'm sure someone out there needed this message like baby bottle fed to them via a big, dumb Hollywood popcorn fart fest.
Mitch McConnell.
And maybe they wouldn't have gotten it elsewise. Also, I guess some of the action sequences were pretty good. Like, they actually were. Like, if this were a straight-up action movie, I probably would have liked it more. The bad. Well, I didn't really talk about this movie at all, huh? Just kind of went off and just cut a promo on the whole idea. Probably because there wasn't a lot to talk about. This movie was not good and sucked. The First Purge was the first turd that this franchise laid. The prior films were kind of the rumble in the cinematic tummy that led up to it. It had to eventually, right? I'm going to give it a D+. And actually, I'm going to lower my grade for the Purge election year. That's going to get a C-. But it could have been the best in the series. This one, the First Purge, could have been the best in the series with the right Ryan Coogler should have written and directed this. That's the right guy. I'll be back next week with The Forever Purge. Instead of watching this, go ahead and watch Sinners. That movie was awesome. Apparently,
so
Forever is a 103-minute runtime for The Forever Purge.
Cool.
Whatever. Until then, be good, everyone.
Yeah, I watched Sinners recently. Fucking incredible.
I tried to watch the Purge
We
series.
reviewed it. What am I talking about? Obviously, yeah.
I couldn't remember if we talked about it, just you and me, or on the show.
No, we reviewed it.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, it's going to be a battle between that and Frankenstein, probably for my favorite movie of the year. We will see.
I got a few that are up there. One of them is definitely a surprise to me because I just keep thinking about it, and if I just keep thinking about it, then it matters regardless of my grade. So,
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
thinking
gonna be
about
an
thinking about.
interesting time.
Here's Scott.
Are you ready for remake season?
No.
Too bad. Can the 2025 Running Man live up to the 1987 Running Man?
Everybody
great.
sucks that movie's dick, right?
Let's find out.
I don't even see how you can compare them.
I've only seen the trailer, and they don't even seem like they're the same story. So
Yeah, no, it's like the Lawnmower Man movie versus book.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. With Reverend Scott.
I can take a sip of my milkshake. It tastes like regret.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott.
Who I don't know.
Me either.
Me neither. And like I said, we're jumping right into what most people are saying is definitely a movie, The Running Man 2025. And I'm not necessarily going to go beat for beat on this one because the underlying story hasn't really changed that much, but there's a lot of details that have. And you know what they say, the devil is in the details, and we sure do love the devil here on Holy Shit.
We do. I agree.
So, who's in this joint? Well, you may know him as the long-fingered boy in Spy Kids 3 Game Over, but now you can know Glenn Powell as not Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Running Man. His name is still Ben Richards, and he's still a blue-collar worker in a dystopian, authoritarian, heavily censored world where there's really only one channel to watch, called Freevee. And all the game shows are sadistic shit for desperate people to try and win new dollars, with Arnold's face on them.
Okay. This is weird.
It never was explained why his face is on the money, but that's as close as a cameo as we're gonna get.
That's not
Just
bad. That's a good way to
quote-unquote
describe
Easter egg, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, in 1987, Arnold was a hard-working man that was framed for a crime he didn't commit and forced into the Running Man as his only way to try and regain his freedom. In
I remember.
2025,
Oh, they wanted some food,
Glenn
for
has
God's
a sick
sake.
2-year-old and a wife, and he's managed to blacklist himself from everything on the job market, usually by helping others in peril and being a hothead about it afterwards, only to get fired.
This better be getting somewhere.
It is, because now Glenn needs to get his daughter well, and the only way he's going to save her and get them out of the slums is to get paid on a game show. Of course, he's given only one game to choose from, The Running Man. Big surprise. And he's invited to play by the main man himself at the network, Killian, played by Josh Brolin. Now, in '87, Killian was the man guiding the show as the host and announcer, but in 2025, Killian is the man controlling things behind the scenes, and the face of the show and host is Bobby T, played by the boisterous and wonderful Coleman Domingo. This is a logical change that seems to make sense to me, but the change to how the game is played and the way they portray the hunters, I'm not so sure about. Instead of being in like the game area and going through different zones you need to survive that are themed for their over-the-top different American gladiator style hunter, now you can just literally go anywhere you want. After lead time, of course, you get a little bit of a head start, but then anyone and everyone can call in a sighting of you and get paid to do it. And if it results in a kill, they get an even bigger payout. And the runner's family is put into witness protection this time, so the longer you live, the more money is sent to them. And if you kill one of the goons sent after you by the police state, you get even more money. And if you kill a hunter, oh buddy, that's a massive payout. And then if you win the whole thing and survive a whole 30 days, you get like $1 billion new dollars.
Which is a lot.
But you're constantly tracked by the network's cameras, and every day you have to record a short video and mail it in from a mailbox out on the street. If you don't send out your daily messages, you're disqualified. This prevents you from just totally bunkering down somewhere and staying out of sight the entire time.
That's smart.
Much like how Arnold was framed in '87 for murder, Glenn has his videos altered occasionally to make him look bad as well. The network likes to make sure they put on a good show. I mean, they really like that Glenn is kind of a boisterous hothead, but, you know, sometimes they need to alter things to get to people back on their side. So they have zero problem altering the footage to do that. Glenn never knows what'll really show up on each episode when they show his tape. The game show is ruthless mostly, but sometimes you may be spared by a hunter because they're not going to shoot you when they're not on the air. Gotta wait till the episode starts, so they just wait around. Much like actual reality television shows, it's all about making things more entertaining than realistic.
Just enough to keep you being like, okay, what's really going on here?
Yep.
Overall, the movie has some decent comedy in it throughout. Glenn Powell is a decent leading man. I mean, I don't hate the guy, he's fine. But he obviously doesn't have the same gravitas as Arnold. There's a ton of action scenes, yet it still seems less gratuitous than the violence of the '87 original. The special effects are well done. I mean, it's a 2025 movie after all. The most unbelievable part was how the hell Glenn Powell could run around in just a towel without it falling off. I mean, don't worry, it eventually does fall off so we can see his ass.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we all wanted that.
Yep. Yeah, I did.
And sure, Glenn Powell may not have the biggest wide range of emotions.
He's vague. He's
very vague, yeah.
But at least he got to show off those intense muscles and abs in a much longer scene than I think anyone was comfortable watching. Of course, despite all the work he did to get himself bulked up, he still looks small compared to Arnold. But then again, who doesn't? While I was disappointed that the hunters were so generic, except for one that at least wore a mask and a hat, I liked they incorporated some extra rules into this game. But then characters would mention ways to skirt the rules, like, hey, pre-record a bunch of videos and have someone else mail them in for you. But then they just never really do that. I thought that was an excellent way for him to kind of get an edge, but then they just seemingly forgot about that, leaving me like,
what's going on?
Adding Bobby T was fun as an announcer on the show. I like the actor, I like his voice, and he's always puts his all into it. And Josh Brolin plays the network head Killian exactly how you want him to.
Just like an irredeemable shitbag the whole movie.
Josh even got fake teeth made for the role so they would look impossibly white and straight, giving him a look that was just off enough to bother you every time you saw him talk. Josh really seemed to be enjoying being the bad guy yet again, and by the end, just like the '87 Killian, you were more than ready to see him get what he had coming to him. a fitting remake replacement.
More similar than different, I would say.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Similar, but not the same, but also not different.
Yeah.
And then there's Michael Cera.
He was there too.
No, I don't know.
He plays a weirdo that wants to use Ben Richards as a jumping off point to fight back against the network. He's not in it that much, and 90% of the stuff he is in is already in the trailer, so it's kind of a wash.
Okay.
The changes they made were fine. It did make things different enough to feel like it wasn't just a copy-paste of the original movie, but not all those changes made me feel like it was as fun as the 87 version. Maybe they were trying to avoid making it too campy, but the campiness is what I liked about the original. A few ideas are dangled in front of you and then kind of forgot about. The ending is kind of anticlimactic with a big pivotal scene that's just kind of interrupted by kind of an underground YouTuber giving his conspiracy theory of what happened. He's a returning character from the middle of the film, but it still feels very abrupt. Some things feel like they're a bit cut up in editing, but at the same time, it's 2 hours and 13 minutes long and kind of drags near the beginning of the third act. I think they could have cut out they could have cut 25 minutes out of this, and I think it probably would have been a much tighter, more fun movie. But what do I know?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
The Running Man 2025 is fine. I didn't hate it. It'll make you laugh in parts. It'll entertain you 80% of the time. So if you've been waiting around for Glenn Powell to show back up in his fourth movie of the month, you're in luck. A tepid recommend from me, and I give The Running Man a C+. But enough about remakes. What did you guys end up getting into in your reviews last week? Well, you had a promiscuous girl stalking a ghost man in The Dead Thing. I know if Tinder was a thing back when you guys were in the dating scene, you would have only been on there looking at it for the articles, right?
Obviously.
That's not my bag, baby.
Seeming like a solid C+ movie, unless you know the director personally, then it's a B+. And the review also gets a B+. He also reviewed The Damned. It had the Hound from Game of Thrones and a guy with a really bad bellyache.
Good job.
Good job.
Gross.
Gross. Yeah, very gross.
So for those two things alone, I give it a straight B. And that review gets a B+ as well. So that's about all I got for you this week. So until the next remake starring Glenn Powell, Timothée Chalamet, or Pedro Pascal comes out next week, peace and love, guys. Holy Shit with Reverend Scott, your weekly source of lukewarm takes.
Remember when we thought a Serbian film was absurd and went too far?
I do.
I forgot what my point was because I was talking about UFOs for a second there. That's awesome. That sounds familiar.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us again this week. Check out Frankenstein. Don't check out the other one.
Right.
So follow Chris and I on Instagram at Cthulhu, at OTC Bill, and you can follow our professional endeavors, SpectopiaArts.com and OTC Industries.
Yep.
You can watch Don't Forget to Leave, available on Hoopla now. Hoopla is free in the United States, Canada, and the UK, as long as you have a membership to your local library. Check out the movie. Be cool.
Yeah.
Next week, 2 more 2025 releases, and then after that, 2025 releases.
Yeah.
Pretty much to the end of the year until we do our top 10 show. So, everyone have themselves a good week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Surrounded by secret boyfriends, petty jealousies, orgies, and lesbian games.